right, let's get this kicked off with some WWE news as we're going to go through just what has happened through the past week of wrestling from Elimination Chamber all the way to Friday Night SmackDown, which just finished about 30 minutes before the recording of this episode. So, yeah. So, Elimination Chamber, we had the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, defending the women's tag team titles on the Elimination Chamber kickoff pre-show against Australia's own Indy Hartwell as well as Candice LeRae, and it kind of just didn't make sense. I get it that Indy Hartwell's from Australia, give her a match, but for her to lose and for it to be for the tag titles that aren't going to be taken off Asuka and Sane for quite a while, just didn't make sense in my opinion. But moving on, we have the actual results as we had 4 matches. We had 2 title matches and 2 Elimination Chamber matches. For the women, Becky Lynch came out victorious over the likes of Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and 2 others that I honestly forgot. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, there's Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez. Oh, I'm forgetting. It's fine. I hate that I'm forgetting this because I know who it was. Anyways, I'll probably forget it. I'll probably remember later. But anyways, the Undisputed Tag Team titles were on the line between the challengers of New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, taking on Judgment Day's Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and Senor Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. For the men's Elimination Chamber match, Drew McIntyre came out as the victor, defeating the likes of Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and there was one other. I hate that I'm all of a sudden forgetting who was in these matches. It's really stupid. But it is what it is. And then finally, for the main event, Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax, the irresistible force Nia Jax, to retain the women's world title in her home country of Australia. I feel bad that I'm forgetting some of the people who were in that Elimination Chamber match because I know who it was. Hold on. Give me like 2 seconds. Oh, LA Knight. So it's LA Knight, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Bobby Lashley. I don't know why I forgot LA Knight. Then in the women's Elimination Chamber match, it was Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair, and yeah. I don't know. It's just when I forget something, it's just a pet peeve of mine. But anyways, on Raw, we had the Nia Jax and Becky Lynch saga continuing with attacks as Jax attacked Lynch after a segment with Ripley. Lynch got her payback against Nia Jax in a match against Liv Morgan, which was a loss by disqualification, which we could see a new side of Liv as a heel instead of a babyface since she's made a return. Judgment Day, and more specifically, Damian Priest came out to interrupt Gunther and Imperium to invoke basically a challenge for a WrestleMania match for the Intercontinental Championship match. Cody Rhodes' Road to WrestleMania goes through Paul Heyman and Grayson Waller as he stood tall against Paul Heyman's security. Then he ended the night with a main event victory over Grayson Waller. Drew McIntyre, the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and the champion himself, Seth freaking Rollins, had shared a segment where McIntyre ultimately said, "Back off the bloodline, stay out of their business, let Cody handle this himself." Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler defeated the team of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell and feel like they deserved the tag team title match in Australia. So there's that. And Imperium defeated New Day in a street fight to end the rivalry that's been building up for the past few years. On NXT, we had a couple single showcase matches, or just simply singles matches, as Kiana James, thanks to the help of Izzy Dane, defeated Kalani Jordan. Roxanne Perez defeated Metaphor's Jakara Jackson. Lexis King picked up a victory over Von Wagner, as well as attacking his manager, Mr. Robert Stone. And in terms of one-on-one matches, Jada Parker of OTM defeated Gigi Dolan after their weird encounter segment with Ava, the NXT general manager, in her office. So, the Good Brothers, aka Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, got up to momentum as they defeated the team of Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. And some post-match chaos took place after that as Chase U, Nathan Frazier, Axiom, and even LWO got in the fray of just simply teaming up and attacking the Good Brothers, which was very, very interesting to see. And it ultimately led to a very interesting conversation between Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, the NXT Tag Team Champions, and the OC, Gallows and Anderson. Dijak defeated Luca Crucifino, and somehow, someway, miraculously, Joe Gacy came back to NXT, and he was in his straitjacket, and he was coming out of it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We crowned a new Heritage Cup champion thanks to some numbers game advantage for No Catch Quarter Crew, or it's No Quarter Catch Crew. I forgot that. It's either or. I don't remember exactly, but anyways, Charlie Dempsey was crowned the new Heritage Cup champion, defeating Noam Dar thanks to some numbers game advantage with the help of Damon Kemp, Miles Bourne, and Drew Gulak. Shawn Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger, is officially back in WWE, but even more officially, he's officially back in NXT. It was revealed that through a self-promo for Ridge Holland, lights go out, and we finally figure out who this mystery superstar has been for the past couple weeks, and it's Shawn Spears, who hit him with a chair, possibly setting up a NXT Stand and Deliver matchup, or Roadblock. Who knows? But yeah, that's great to see. Moving on. Lyra Valkyria rewarded and let Tatum Paxley know that after her listening to Valkyria not getting involved in her NXT title match last week, she was granted a tag team title opportunity against Kabuki Warriors with Paxley at Roadblock this upcoming week. And to end it off, Tony D'Angelo put himself in the NXT title picture as we were about to get a contract signing at NXT Roadblock for Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the case, as it will be Carmelo Hayes versus the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, at Roadblock next week for a shot at the NXT title, which is held by Ilya Dragunov at Stand and Deliver next month. And on SmackDown, to end our weekly show recap, we started out with a seemingly long, like 30-40 minute Bloodline segment with commercials in between. The funniest part was before The Rock had his entrance, Paul Heyman basically broke the fourth wall and had a segue into commercial break. It's like, The Rock will make his entrance out of this commercial break, and it was hysterical. I'm not gonna lie. And The Rock finally gave an answer to Cody's challenge of a one-on-one match, and he said, No, I'm not gonna fight you, but I will give you a counter offer in the form of a different type of match. Something that's been rumored and something that's probably been wanted or expected for the past few months since The Rock came back on the scene to take over Cody's WrestleMania spot against Roman. It looks like the challenge has been laid out for a WrestleMania Night 1 tag team match between the team of The Rock and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, Undisputed Universal Champion, taking on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. However, he did add some stipulations where if Rhodes and Rollins win the match, then the Bloodline is quote-unquote barred from ringside, which I highly doubt would actually happen if they do win. But if the Bloodline wins, The Rock and Roman, then it's basically Bloodline rules. They can do whatever they want, no disqualification, whatever, whatnot. Then from there, after that, The Rock officially acknowledged Roman Reigns as the Tribal Chief. Thought it was going to be a turning point for maybe a little bit hint of a betrayal, which I'm kind of assuming is so, but I can't guarantee it. So, Only time will tell how this whole Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, Rollins saga unfolds at WrestleMania. Continued with a match about almost an hour in between Tiffany Stratton, who picked up another victory on SmackDown, getting some momentum going into WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, over Naomi. And we can officially say that the full betrayal of Damage Control has finally happened, as tonight Dakota Kai, surprisingly to me and probably many others, has made her in-ring return, and she's officially been cleared in a tag team match, teaming up with Bayley against the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. And after the past few weeks with Dakota Kai finally returning, seemingly going to betray Bayley the previous, I think, not last week, but like 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, oh no, she's on her side. And with the betrayal and just simply the breakup of Damage Control, Dakota Kai being at the center or just betraying Bayley as well was originally rumored, pitched, not rumored, but that's what I expected originally when it first took place. But it took a few weeks to unfold. And I'm glad it finally happened because it's what I've been expecting for all 4 members for Dakota Kai, Io Sky, and the Kabuki Warriors to betray Bayley. So there's that. And then for the main event was Randy Orton defeating Mr. A-Town Down himself, Austin Theory, and potentially getting some mutual respect in some common enemies of Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and the U.S. title holder Logan Paul with Kevin Owens. So Orton and Owens just coming together as potential partners. We had 2 legends who passed away this past week. An original 4 Horsemen member, Ole Anderson, died this past week at the age of 81. And someone who's known for his time with Ted DiBiase and simply being very muscular, Mr. Virgil, passed away at the age of 61 this past week. Moving on from that news, we have WWE 2K24 news, even though a lot of this has been confirmed, mentioned. So 2K24 has a release date of March 8th, 2024, with an early release date 3 days prior of March 5th. We found out not too long ago on Monday night, we will be getting it was revealed that we will be having a season pass, and we finally got to find out who is and will be on part of the season pass or the DLC packs to come over the next few months. Which, since CM Punk's a part of it, it doesn't help with the fact that it's like, yeah, it's great that he's gonna be a part of it, but the problem is it pushed back a lot of these packs months in the past, or months and months further back, so delayed it. But anyways, pre-order pack, you get Dusty Rhodes, Stardust, Undash and Cody Rhodes, Billy Graham, all these things that have been revealed. A lot of WrestleMania matches for the Showcase of Immortals, 40 years of WrestleMania. We got WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage, Hogan versus Andre at WrestleMania 3. We got Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8. Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. Undertaker versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 30. Rollins versus Orton at WrestleMania 31. Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 31 as well. WrestleMania 35, we have the first ever women's WrestleMania main event, Lynch, Rousey, and Flair. Cena versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, WrestleMania 36. WrestleMania 38, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens. Then for WrestleMania 39, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, and Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. But I apologize if I ran through all that. So some of the matches include Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Got Austin versus Rock at WrestleMania 17. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20. Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker, where the streak was broken at WrestleMania 30. Rollins versus Orton and Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. The first ever women's main event for WrestleMania at WrestleMania 35 between Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Cena at WrestleMania 36. And then Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair versus Asuka, and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 39. In terms of the roster, we have a lot of new additions and a lot of great people. Some likes include not BFAB. Let me kind of like develop what I'm gonna say. Brooks Jensen finally making his debut as a part of the roster. We got Bronson Reed as well. Butch staying as Butch instead of Pete Dunne. Got Carlito as DLC. You got Channing Stacks Lorenzo. You got Chelsea Green. CM Punk as DLC. You got Damon Kemp, who was on DLC last year, will be in the game as a part of just the standard roster. You got Dijak. You got Dragon Lee as DLC. You got Duke Hudson as Chase U. You got Fallon Henley. So who else do we got? We got the Headbangers. Headbanger Mosh and Thrasher for DLC. Got Isla Dawn. Jade Cargill as DLC. Joe Coffey. Josh Briggs. Kairi Sane as DLC, who's making a return to the game. Then you got Ken Shamrock making a return to the game. You also got Lyra Valkyria making her debut as part of the DLC. Maxine Dupree and Mark Coffey with their debut. You got Muhammad Ali being part of the roster. Nathan Fraser, who was DLC last year. Got who else? Some others. Yeah, that's really about it. Scarlett being a playable character. I'm really trying to see. I wish I looked through this. The Great Muta, for DLC. I think Tia Knox, making her return to the game. Thea Hale making her debut. Trick Williams making his return. And yeah, that's really about it. And there's also Wolfgang Gallus. I feel like I just went on a tangent. Just felt like all that talking of mentioning all those people, especially not knowing beforehand who was going to be a part of it, was just a waste of my time. But before I move on to college football, season pass of the DLC packs for 2K24, I'll mention. The first pack is the ECW Punk pack, which is coming out on May 15th, with CM Punk, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Sandman, and Terry Funk. DLC 2, Post Malone and Friends pack, June 26th. Post Malone, Sensational Sherry, Headbanger Mosh, Headbanger Thrasher, Honky Tonk Man, and Jimmy Hart as manager. DLC 3, Pat McAfee pack on July 24th. Pat McAfee and playable co-host. And some My Faction content, which My Faction content I don't care about, honestly, because I don't play it. DLC 4, Global Superstars pack, September 20th. Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Michelle McCool, Carlito, Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria, Dragon Lee. And for DLC 5, WCW pack, November 13th with DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, Iron Sheik, Mr. Perfect, Great Muta, and Lex Luger. Now, I think I know why they're pushing all these back. It's because of CM Punk being in the game. They had to push back a lot of this. But I can't guarantee that maybe they did, and maybe they did push back because of him. But the fact that the latest DLC pack they're going to have is November, which by the time we get the full roster with all the DLC packs, we'll already be talking about and hearing rumors about WWE 2K25 at that point. So, yeah, it is going to be interesting to say the least. So.